Oh, welcome
There you go.
to Old Blood Noise Endeavors streams live every Friday. We stream. We come into this little room and we put together a video and an audio setup that allows us to talk directly to you. And it's pretty fun. I just realized I didn't get my phone ready to look at the comments, which is, just a bonehead move. Doesn't matter. So it's speaking of my voice.
People are losing their minds about the amount of skin I'm showing
You
in chat
do
right now,
you
so that's
do
all
got
you're
some
missing.
Shoulders going on. You got that. We call that Tank Thursday around here, Big Mac. Also,
And a Big Mac, yeah.
your camera.
What?
Your camera can't even focus on how good you are right now. It's having issues.
The worst
Yeah, see?
stream,
It's like,
you know?
look at those arms.
Oh, wow.
Can't
Oh, my
focus.
goodness.
So good.
It's nutty.
Yeah, so I'm here. I'm sitting in a room in Norman, Oklahoma. And in this room at any given time, we've got me, Seth McCarroll, Kylan Massey, sometimes Dan, but Dan's not here. He's on vacation.
Hey, where's Dan?
He went on vacation that got canceled last month, so he went this month. It's a whole thing.
Unacceptable.
And just kidding, he just went on vacation. And then we got like Blake's in the room next door, and then at some point my kid Sully is in the room next door. So I'm wearing a mask. We're all wearing masks here. We catch a lot of grief from people on the YouTubes talking about, why are you wearing a mask? You're sitting by yourself on a video. And it's kind of frustrating because it seems like they're very unaware of what's going on in the world right now.
So Brady, we've put together a presentation about what's been happening, and I believe you've got a 24-slide PowerPoint presentation about something called COVID-19, I believe is what it's called, right? Why don't you go ahead?
Go ahead and bring it up. Oh, perfect.
I'm sorry, I deleted that file.
Oh, yeah, there it was.
Oh, dang it, Seth! You're
On
always
accident.
doing
I was
that.
trying to send it, and I...
COVID is so
Shredded.
19.
Yeah, geez, I mean,
So-
what the... I'm still writing COVID-19 in all my checks. It's so hard to write COVID-21 on them.
Should not do that anymore.
Yeah, COVID.
21.
Yeah, I don't even want to say it. I feel like I'm summoning it, like
Yeah,
you know,
I-
like putting it on my wish board or
I
something.
mean, I
you know?
don't want this to be about that, but I've seen myself wear a mask, and we wear masks all the time. That's just the way it is right now. One day it won't be like that. That's fine. It'll be hard to breathe other people's air. At that point, I think that I'll feel gross about it,
I can imagine.
with or without stuff
Yeah.
living in it. But today on the show, we have Andy co-hosting as usual. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Look at it. Look at him.
I'm doing some other
That
stuff too, but
beefcake.
I'm also here. I'm eating some food.
Look at
and
that
stuff.
Big Mac beefcake.
Nice.
You talking about me or my
All of it.
food?
And then
Okay.
beyond that, we've got Mr. Caroline Guitars himself,
Yes.
Philippe Herndon.
Felipe Caroline himself.
Philippe Herndon.
Felipe Cara.
Felipe Caroline.
Love it.
Mr. Caroline, say hello to
That's
everyone.
gonna be-
Thanks for being here.
Hi.
Now, Philippe, where are you? Where are you right now?
Where am I? I am at home in Columbia, South Carolina, in our converted office. You know, the best decision I made of the whole COVID was turning a dilapidated shed into a remote office.
Nice.
for me. So
Not connected to
yeah,
the house? Is it in the backyard? What's the setup?
yeah, it's basically in the
Nice.
backyard. So it was a 20 by 10, just dilapidated, just literally it was studs and a roof and a slab.
Mhm.
And one day I
Sounds
came
like
back
the
here
this
when it
the
was like
stream right now. A couple studs in the slab.
Well,
studs and
I thought
slab.
that
Sorry,
didn't
guys.
land.
Oh my God.
This is all I
I
have
thought
today.
that
I
wasn't
think.
as good as it actually was. but
Studs
it's
and
pretty good.
slab is like a good Studs and Slab is like a good beard product.
Yeah, I couldn't let that one
name.
go.
Studs and Slab.
Studs and Slab.
That could
You
be
know,
an out.
I can imagine. I'm selling the pastes already. Studs and Slab.
It could literally just be a calendar, you know. That's all.
Yeah, Studs and
Studs
Slab.
and
It could be an ice cream / like scotch joint.
Dude.
Studs and Slab.
Ice cream for the kid. It kind of be a place for like dads to go at like after work, like ice cream for the kids and bourbon for you to get through
Untap
the day.
at 5:30
Studs
for
and
me.
Slab.
Okay, so
Can't you just see it though in a TV show? Like,
Yeah, totally.
The dad, like, what do you say, kids? We go to Studs and Slab and I tie one down for the
hey,
day.
let's go see
you know?
Jerry at Studs and Slab.
Yeah.
Been waiting for 20 minutes. Let's go. Get in the van.
In the van.
Okay, so you're in the.
So no, it was just, but candidly, this place was just a total mess. And then one day I came back here when it was raining. We sometimes get it raining crazy here, where it's like floods and all this stuff. I came here the floods to grab something from the shed, and I went, oh my God, the roof is perfect here. Like there isn't a drop of water coming in. And I walk out to my wife. I'm like, I have a crazy idea. And she's like, what? I'm like, I want to convert that to a remote office where we can work during the day. So we can rotate in and out and get away from our
nice.
kids.
So she
was like,
she
do it.
uses too. That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well-
yeah. So she
well, I was
uses it during
gonna-
the day for a lot, and I use it.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, as a pedal company owner, what are the actual tasks you have to do in that? Is it just email? Are you just doing email?
I'm just doing email and occasionally filming riff clips or something.
Okay.
And candidly, no, but I have my oscilloscopes and stuff here, and I have breadboards and things, so I'm working on designs and
Nice.
things like that.
It's just
and,
different work, right?
and so stuff like that can be done. And so I have like I have like one real amp here, which is the Benson, and then I have one like brutal solid state amp for testing. And the solid state amp is this little Ampeg G18, and generally, if you have something that sounds good in there, it's going to sound good everywhere, because this thing is the most unforgiving thing.
Is it
in
the
world.
NS10 of guitar?
I
amps?
test breadboard stuff to do. Oh my God, NS10, you got it, man. Like, yeah, you're like, oh, this NS10, it's hurting me, but you're right. Like, if it sounds good in the NS10s, you're gonna get it on like
You're fine,
home
yeah.
speakers or something. You'll be like, oh my God, it sounds so good, you know? Yeah, it's very it is. NS10 is a really good way of putting it, man.
You
So
can
yeah,
keep that.
that's
You can have that.
so I can
analogy.
breadboard, I can scopes and stuff. Thanks, man. Yeah.
I got you.
So we're trying to set up stuff where I would have like a camera mounted here, and we film YouTube stuff here, like you guys do.
You could start streaming. You would be
just,
such a
you
good
know,
streamer.
Only so
Felipe.
many hours in a day.
Yeah, Philippe. The whole purpose of this is we want
No,
to
it
get
makes
you
sense.
telling some stories, man.
Yeah, we don't want to do the work today. We're gonna just let you do it.
Oh my God, it's like when college professors ask me to like, can you come talk to our class? I'm like, oh yeah, and I'd fall for that, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a fucking
And they
I figured
disappeared.
out.
They're just
These
chilling
guys-
in the corner.
Yeah, they're like whatever. They're just looking through their phones, like they're chatting,
The legs up, doing
chatting
a
up their
crossword.
mistresses or whatever, and I'm like, sitting
You're
there
not even
teaching
getting
them.
paid for it. No one's buying a
Yeah.
pedal afterwards.
Oh my God. Yeah, oh my God. I'm putting together. I used to take that shit so seriously. I'd do like freaking 60 slide PowerPoints and
Yeah.
shit, and I was like, I'm gonna make an impression on these kids, you know. And then I was like, oh wait a second, this is just a racket, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So-
like guitar pedals, and that
Yeah.
was the lesson.
That's yeah.
That was the lesson for those kiddies.
Yeah. Here's guitar pedals. It's amazing. Yeah, here's some guitar pedals. They make noises.
So
How do you guys sound so dreamy? Is that just all coming through your vocal mic, or you run, or do you have your amps mic
buddy.
somewhere else too?
So I am my stuff is all self-contained within Iridium, but it's being piped through Zoom. I got some
yeah, I'll show you.
audio routing on the back end, so via Zoom it's sending this mic and my pedal board. And we were talking before stream, like, I don't know if this is a new Zoom feature, but I'm sending stereo over Zoom to the stream, which I have never done before. And apparently it
Sounding
sounds
great.
really good, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
Like, whoa, jeez, man,
That's your somersault there. That's a little bit of Polymoon. Polymoon's doing the stereo.
Dude,
Dude, I'm getting that. Yeah, I'm getting that
That's good.
stereo in my headphones. That's great.
yeah, I'm
Oh.
getting ping
Yeah.
ponging.
That's the
That's
Polymoon,
crazy.
baby.
Dude, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's a very good device.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Philippe, you make some good pedals, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And
I was thinking earlier. I was like, this may be the first time that you and I have spoken where you weren't either losing your voice or have already lost it.
this,
God. Like at NAMM,
Yeah,
you're
that's
just
the only-
shouting over the jet stream of the room, like, I love you, man. I love you.
It sounds
Suck.
so good, man. Good job.
That's great. Oh my God. I can't wait for people to hear this. Yeah. And just like, you're just screaming that the whole time. I swear, I realized who the smartest person in the whole, I mean, he's already really smart because he's a hell of a pedal designer, but I think I realized who the smartest person in the whole pedal game was at NAMM. And it was Brian New Neighbor of New Neighbor Effects. Because while NAMM is going, New Neighbor is just sitting there, like on a stool, quiet, like just some Zen guy just watching with headphones on. I'm like, what's he doing? Right? He's just sitting there chilling the whole time. Like, he's talking to people occasionally, most of the time he's sitting there with headphones. And I come over to him and he's like, oh, hey. I was like, what have you been doing? He's like, oh, I'm running noise canceling headphones.
oh,
So he's just been sitting there almost
He's not
creating.
listening to anything, just
Not
canceling
listening
the
to
noise.
anything. He's just he's listening to podcasts and cancel. No, he had like a podcast or something.
Oh,
going.
okay.
He's
I thought he was
canceling,
just.
amazing.
but just running the noise canceling thing
That's
the whole
amazing.
that's
time.
amazing.
But yeah, I was like, he looked like so fresh compared to the rest of us after 3 days.
Just
I'm
not
like,
getting
yeah.
pummeled by audio.
yeah, he's just been in like a fortress of solitude the whole time. Just
Right.
kind of like, they're phase canceling everything. God, that's sounding.
You know what's funny is this is the same loop I recorded for the stream last week, and I just haven't shut my pedal board off.
And now
since
you're
then.
running it through
just happened to be in
through
G.
somersault and different
Yeah.
effects. What do you
I
got
kind of
going?
just want
'Cause
to
I-
play along with him.
Yeah,
What
I've
do
got
I
a
have
little
going?
loop in G going, just to make sure we're all
So
in the
I
same.
am just. I'm in. This is G
Okay,
for
cool.
sure. But I'm doing preamp. I'm doing Keeley compressor, preamp Mark II. Oh no, Keeley compressor, ditto, preamp, then the somersault, and then it's just the Polymoon. Really, that's all I've got going. At the moment.
Philippe, when was the first time we talked? When
I'm
was
sorry?
the first time we talked? When did we meet?
Sorry, my internet got a
Oh.
little weird for a moment. The first time we talked was at NAMM in 2013.
In Anaheim?
13. That was so long ago.
Was that
Yeah.
I know, man.
Anaheim?
We were such young ones.
That's right. I remember now.
Wait, how long have your respective companies been around? Old Blood and Caroline.
Well, we started in 2014, and Philippe had.
Caroline, we got really started in like 2011. Yeah.
Okay. So you win, Philippe.
Yeah, so at 2013, I think I was out there with Walrus still. Yeah, I remember sitting in that suite.
Yeah. I was like, look at this cool dude.
Thanks, man.
Look at this
I had a
cool-
really bad
was-
mustache. I
it
think
was-
I had just come off.
I remember we were. No, this was pre-mustache. You had the mustache the next
oh,
year,
okay.
I think.
Maybe I had it for a year.
You came back in 2014 with mustache.
That's
Yeah.
I
correct.
think that's the year that I
Yeah.
went.
That's correct. Okay, yeah.
But you didn't have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mustache first. I remember thinking to myself, like literally, we walked out away from NAMM after meeting you in 2013, and we were like, "That dude is way too good looking to be running a pedal." company."
Ooh,
Time's been
here's a really
cruel.
good
We were like,
question.
"What's going on?" Like,
Who's the
There must
best
be an
looking guy
explanation.
in the pedal industry? That's what who is
Well,
it?
Ti-
Or how about the best?
Oh,
no,
Brady.
This is a better,
It's Brady,
better, best looking
This
pedal
is-
company owner.
This is not why we have
it
this
Brady?
show, but this is great.
I think it's Brady.
Dude, time is eating me from the inside out. Just
Brady, dude.
destroying.
He's got like the McConaughey charm.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Who else is
I
up
like,
there
I
though?
like that. I like that.
Colt. little bit.
Sure.
Colt
He-
Westbrook, a little bit.
Colt is a handsome dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
seems like you guys don't want to talk about that. I thought
No,
it would
I-
be cool to
there's-
talk about
there's somebody else
hot
think-
people in the industry.
Yeah. Who are the hot tickets?
The hot ticket.
Joel.
Who would be on the pedal
Joel's gone.
builders calendar?
Matthews.
Joel.
Joel.
Joel would be on the calendar.
A little.
Yeah.
Noah from DBA is
Noah
pretty
would
hot.
be a really good one. Man.
Noah's a handsome
yeah,
fella.
He's something.
He's a handsome
He's
fella.
like your grandpa,
Yeah. Well,
your
yeah.
handsome grandpa
Mike
from
Matthews, yeah.
Brooklyn. I don't know what I'm trying to do there.
Matthews, it's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Man, I don't.
Oh my god. That loop is that loop quieting down now or something? It's going in and out. It's so loud for me, that loop.
Turn your
My
loop down, Andy. Man, stop it. Dude.
Yeah.
Philippe can't even hear us. Sorry, that was
It was really-
overreaction.
It was okay. It was an emotional loop though. I was feeling like I was going
Yeah,
through
they
like
all
a
are.
cathartic
You know,
moment.
that's kind of what I do.
You know?
I'm just gonna go back to eating my.
Like
Big
I
Mac,
was
guess.
like it was
There we go. That's what I'm here for.
Anyways, the comments must be really
Yes.
good on this one today.
You made the dog.
I made the dog
leave.
leave just now. That
Yeah,
sounds
you did. It's
about
whining to get out.
right.
Oh my god.
Somebody said Brian Wampler.
It's out of
Never
here.
mind. Yeah, there's some really talking about the hot pedal makers. The comments are.
Mompler's a handsome man, and I think he's fitter than a lot
He
of
seems
us.
pretty fit. Yeah.
Like, you know. Yeah. Like he like I think I saw him at NAMM in 2017 and he kind of looked P90X'd, you know? Like I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa. Brian, you've been working out."
Yeah.
You know?
Robert Keeley is definitely a silver fox. though.
Silver Fox.
Yeah.
Robert Keeley is. Joel, definitely Joel. Yeah. And yeah, I think I'm trying to think of who else.
James, this is an organic topic that came up just naturally, talking about.
I think Jack DeVille has the best fashion sense. You know,
Yes.
like he dresses the best of us.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
hesitate on that. He's definitely the most like,
Personality.
well, it's like it's not suit and tie, but it is suit and tie, but it's also kind of like.
Jamie
what I'm trying to say.
Stillman. Yeah, why haven't we talked about Jamie Stillman?
Jamie Stillman is a dreamy man.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's just the
dreamy.
ultimate
But
cool.
But
That's
yeah.
Earthquaker devices.
And I kind of talking about Jamie Stillman in this dreamy way is sort of like talking about like Tom Brady is the best quarterback. Like we're all just living in Jamie.
You're like, oh yeah, we all
Stillman's
knew
world.
that.
Yeah. Yeah,
We knew that on already, of course.
it was a
you
given
know?
number one.
I mean,
Like
we're
who's the
living
goat?
in- We're
Oh,
living in Julie Stillman's world.
That's true.
Yeah.
Julie Stillman's world.
James
Jamie
H
put
in the
himself
chat.
on something as
Oh, you got it.
what James H say?
Oh, he
James
he
H.
says,
Stillman?
He
Oh, yeah.
says, is Jack
is
1950
Ja-
school?
Yeah. It's like I don't want to say like
Yeah.
greaser. It's like, but it is this sort of it's a very stylized professional, you know, where
Yeah.
like if I'm not wearing
It's
a
a little-
suit around Jack, he lets me know that I missed the mark. So, I don't know.
Jack has a little bit of that Glenn Ross thing to it as well.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
good.
Like a bit,
Yeah.
like he could be coming in like, you know, you see this watch costs more than your car, you know, like
And he's right.
it
yeah.
could, and he's right. Knobs, oh my
Right.
God,
He's
Knobs
not
is
right.
dreamy.
Knobs is streaming.
Ben Hines, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
No-
now we're just naming people we
Gladys
know.
is
Okay,
definitely
that's
Jen.
all we're doing now. We're just name dropping. That's all it is.
At this point, we're just yelling out names of people.
Yeah, if,
Yeah.
there,
You know.
if there's one or two obvious people we don't say now,
Right.
it's very obvious that we don't think
We are just
They're-
blanking. Yeah. Yeah.
part of
Anyway,
It's
talk
a
about
little
literally
superficial,
anything else
dumb
now,
conversation. All right, so Philippe, I don't know. I wanted to talk to you about like a bunch of serious questions, and
I'm game for serious
I don't
questions and stories. I love it.
Philippe, I've heard from other pedal company owners that the COVID times has been maybe a good business time for pedal owners. Have you found that to be true or no?
We've been fine. And it's been like, that's been sort of a pleasure to like realize we've been okay.
Yeah.
It's been especially weird just because locally in our community, you think of your community as like within an industry, and then you think of your community as like people in your town. And it's been really tough for me to see like restaurant owners and coffee shop owners and different people I know in town struggling while we've been like,
Yeah.
just trying to fill orders as best as we can,
yeah,
So, I mean, I think we've been okay, like I haven't seen any complaints. I think what's been weird for me is just we've changed things over where we have people building at the workspace
Yeah.
and then me working remotely, doing all emails, doing whatever social media, doing bookkeeping, doing admin stuff, doing design stuff. And it feels that's been strange for me because I miss going into the workspace. And even if I was doing that stuff in the workspace, I'm there to talk about whatever, talk about movies or
Yeah.
shoot the shit about other stuff. But we decided kind of for our safety's sake and for everybody's sake that we could like stagger ourselves on work wise and space out and stuff and maintain distance and have me work from home and things. And so that's been weird because it's like, I guess we're doing well, but it seems a little,
Yeah.
it's
Survivor's
not
guilt.
as firsthand to me. A little survivor's guilt, I could say that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of it, and but also like I feel like a lot of ideas about things we do or say don't. You're not around other people. It'd be almost like you're in a band and you're like, "Are you writing songs?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I miss writing songs where you get like me and the drummer in the same room and we work out an idea, or me and the bass player and drummer in the room, or me and the key guys as well, whatever. Like that's what I miss,
yeah.
So, but we've been okay.
I think
it's like,
Seth
it's,
and I.
what have you been hearing from other people?
Well, I've just been hearing that it's similar, just that stuff is good. I mean, other than sourcing components has gotten weird for some companies, I guess, but in terms of sales, things are pretty good
us in the butt.
from what I've heard.
Yeah, we get to keep going. How have you guys been doing? Well, right, Braid?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been. It's that same thing. Like we've been more busy than we've ever been, and we're also all more burnt out than we've ever been, and the exciting parts. I mean, this is not that important, but in that same way, Philippe, like the exciting parts about our business, or like I would say my job, Seth, I don't know about, I won't speak for you, but your job, like it's the ideas or the idea creation, which normally comes from like shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
doing something that isn't like working on an idea through Slack or on the computer talking about how to make the next best pedal. It's usually like when we're having fun doing something, when everybody's guard is down and like they're not looking straight at the problem, they're looking at something else.
Mm-hmm.
and then we're able to, in a fun way, create the thing that we want to create. We haven't had that in a year, and there have been parts of it that I feel coming back because like parts of our shop are slowly getting vaccinated, and so there's like today there's more people here than there has been in a long time, and hopefully that'll increase. But we're starting to work on like newer projects, and that excitement, we need it, and it feels like it's just right. It's right there. And I know that sounds weird, like, but the other part of it is we could just do emails and grind out pedals, and that doesn't.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
so exciting.
That's
I
hard.
think you're hitting it. It's like, of course, it feels good to have orders, and you have to fill a bunch of orders, right? Yeah, it feels nice to make deposits, fill orders, do your work, right? But like, a lot of the stuff you're right, that's exciting, like some new idea or some stunt that you guys want to pull or some video you want to film or that stuff or song ideas or that stuff that comes about. Yeah, that stuff has been tough. Or even just the things I miss about like some artist is in town or near town and they're just going to come by the shop and it's like a new person to fart around with today, you know, like
yeah, and it like fills up your bucket a little bit more just to have that experience, even though it doesn't technically accomplish much, you know. It accomplishes things on the inside so that you can do the mundane things better, I think.
We fondly remember this one day regularly. We bring it up where we're like, when like Band of Horses wanted to meet with us, and it was literally right as we're about to pack up and leave to go meet Band of Horses for sound check. A customer of ours who was a distributor for Bell's Beer brought by like just a shitload of beer, like great beer, like Two Hearted Ale, Oberon, like all the stuff. He's like, hey guys, thanks for working on my pedals here. And he's like there, and we're like drinking beers. And I'm like, I cannot believe we have competing highlights for today. Like any one of these, either of these would have been our highlight for like a season. You're like, remember when Wells brought by all that beer? And we're like, you know, like, and instead it's like, I'm like sitting there telling the customer, like, I hate to do this to you, but I've got to finish this beer and then leave. When really all I want to do, it was like on a Friday at like 3. And I'm like, all I really want to do is just tell the guys like, hey guys, stop soldering, stop assembling. Let's just drink beers and make noise.
This is what we're doing right now.
You know? But I was
Everybody
like,
hates
I
it
remember
when I do
walking
that.
out like, I was like, they're
Hey
not
guys,
all
what
going to
we're
be
doing
like
right
this,
now.
guys.
I do
They're
a lot
not
of
all
guys,
going to be.
let's play Halo.
Oh my
And they're like, if we're not going to work, let me just go home. Like, no,
dude,
no,
I
you're my
have a
friend.
Halo story. I have a Halo story you'll love, Brady.
Oh, please.
Give it.
You'll appreciate this. Okay, so in 2002, I was working for Ericsson, the telecom company, the cell phone telecom and stuff, and I was in their network quality division. What we did was we did software and hardware products that tested how good phone and data quality were back in 2002. Now, data wasn't much. That was basically like the beginnings of text messaging, but it was basically all these things that like they would install in cars and they would make phone calls and try to ping towers all the time. And then we could see from where the cars would drive and how well the towers got, you know, how good the cell phone quality was, right? So they were developing a new version of this, and I lucked out and got onto the beta test team that got sent to Stockholm and Skellefteå for this. So I flew from DC to Sweden and I was in Sweden for 3 weeks doing the lead testing on the product. And it was such a cool, God, the fucking culture was so amazing. And it sort of ruined me on corporate work because like coming back to America and then doing corporate work in typical American settings was like fucking terrible after being in Ericsson in Skellefteå, because it was like the offices were located kind of like where an in America, we would have been zoned for like an elementary school. You know, it was like right in the middle of a residential area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like we're in America, we're used to like, here's a business district and here's a school and here's how, you know, like everything is segregated in these kind of crude ways. But it was like, I was staying with an employee and he was like, just, we have a guest house for you, or you could build a hotel, but you know, we have a guest room or whatever. And it's nice. And literally we were getting up and like walking from his house to work.
Yeah.
Right. And at lunch, so I walk in first day and they're like, what are you going to be having for lunch? I'm like, I don't know. I'll go out. Because I'm used to, as an American, you work and then you get an hour from lunch and you scramble to find some place where you can eat. And then you race back to the office and shit, right? And I had a rental car and all this stupid shit. And they were confused, like, what? And then I figured out, like, oh, this office, what they typically do, like the 200 employees who are here, is they're all ordering from some restaurant that day. And everyone just puts in their order. So like Monday, it's going to be this place. Tuesday, it's going to be this place. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And everyone's like, oh, I'll be doing this, right? And then food arrives at lunchtime and they all eat in the cafeteria or whatever. And they have an hour. And I was like, oh, so food is already there when they're eating. But what they would do is they would eat and then they would all play Halo.
Hell yeah.
So there'd be these huge Halo games of like 40, 50, 60 people.
We're so late to
And
it.
so
But we're still right. And that's what
I know, but it's awesome. So they would like finish lunch by like 12:20, 12, you know, people Jenny and like, all right, get on. We're gonna play Halo for the rest of the work this hour. And I just remember though they had set this up in 2002 and they were playing Halo and there was also chat windows
Halo
open
1.
going. But they're all talking shit in Swedish and I have no idea what they're saying. And they're just talking like blah 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 blah. And then every once in a while I hear like this is gonna be terrible, but it's like imagine the Swedish chef like Philippe like after I get killed, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like doesn't speak Swedish, you know? And then I hear like, oh, you suck, Philippe.
You're just getting roasted.
Yeah, they're like the best is just like the ones who couldn't barely speak English, who were just like, Philippe, he play terrible.
Philippe trash.
Like they would really like they would learn whatever
Felipe,
English they
Felipe
needed to just
Basura.
to talk shit. Yeah. So yeah, it was. I was like, oh my gosh, they're getting like the Babelfish translator, like pre-Google Translate, out for like to try to talk smack at me. But it was such a cool
Sweden
fucking
representing
culture.
a chat. He's
What?
shouting out. He's saying Skellefteå. That's Gummy Papa.
Skellefteå.
He says, yeah, we do sound
Yep,
like Swedish
Skellefteå.
Chef and the Muppets. So he's agreeing with you.
Let him. Yeah, the office LAN party was amazing.
Man, isn't it nice when you like make fun of an entire group of people on the internet and then they come to you and say, "Yeah, you're right." You know, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Yeah,
Oh my
had
God.
the biggest Halo game that we've had in a while today. It was great.
Who came away with the victory there?
It changes round by round, but Matt Howard, the powder coat driller, Smallman, we call him Small Man. He is typically the winner.
That's cool.
But
What?
Yeah, no, it's great.
What are their
It's
strategies? Are they
team
just
building.
run around and killers, or are they snipers?
Matt's a big jumper, so we do random weapons and big levels, all versus all, and typically more points for assassinations. So whenever you kill somebody from behind, you sneak up on them, and stuff like that. It's stupid, but we do it every day.
Matt
It's
just-
stupid, but we do
Matt
it
will
every day.
He'll isolate your, several of your mental flaws and start
Yeah.
taking you apart.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, and Andy's really quiet about it
Yeah,
too. He doesn't talk noise. He just kind of like lets you get
He's
mad.
the only person I've
And
ever
now
not
with a
yelling.
mask on, while he's wearing a mask, you can't he just doesn't give you anything back. So it's super frustrating. He breaks everybody. The ultimate win is when you can get somebody to rage quit.
Yeah, that is the ultimate win.
Oh,
And
that's through
that
any
happens.
game ever. That's like that's just a gaming 101. If you can get your enemy to rage quit, you have won.
Matt wins a lot at that. Hey,
We had
Philippe,
guys
what's
who
your
did that in
favorite pedal
Madden.
you make?
favorite pedal I make?
Madden's cool. We can go.
So the Madden thing, I want to say, I was in a band that did that with Madden, where we were playing Madden so much against each other that we started charting each other's tendencies. Like we knew, like, oh, this is third and long. This is what this guy does. Like we knew. It's like we knew stuff inside and out. Like, oh, okay, he's gone 2 tight ends. He's trying to set up for that screen he loves to do. Like it was just like, it was out of control. Oh man. The pedal that gives me the most joy right now is probably still Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
We were talking about
'Cause, like,
that NAMM last
We
time.
did that as a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people dig it.
We did it as a joke, except I was like, So I had a fun conversation with a friend of mine about this. Like, so imagine, that Japanese emoji that became the emoji for poop? It was originally like a cartoon drawing called Unshi or whatever.
I just saw the one
And,
for condoms, by the way.
kinda
They
feel
have
like
they have a
Hawaiian
condom mascot. But anyway, continue. It was on my Twitter feed. Pretty cool.
So it's almost like Hawaiian pizza is almost like if we decided to make a cake for a friend of ours that looked like the poop emoji. Like we're going to play a joke on our friend. We're going to make a poop emoji cake. And then as we were talking about this, I'm like, okay, guys, but it's got to be delicious. Like it's got to be a tasty cake for my friend, So it's I think it's funny to me that we did this sort of as a joke, but then we kind of made it sound good and like it, and I was like, it's just, and there's just funny stuff too. Like, like you guys must deal with this a lot too. Like you're building around like a format, and I was like, let's think about this with like your alpha haunt and your fault and stuff with like the EQ sliders and stuff, where you're like, clearly there'd be things that like fit the format, right? Or you could design to that format.
Yeah.
But imagine you're like working on something else and you're like, you know what? This doesn't fit our format, but I just want to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
We
And
do
it's
that.
like, and it's great to like not feel like you have to do to your format, Like when we're doing Hawaiian pizza, at first I was like here, I actually have one. I'll hold it up. So like normally our pedals, like they're kind of organized like 1, 2, 3, 4 with a switch in the middle and 2 stomps. Those, yeah. And I kept trying to come up with like a 4th control and a 2nd stomp for this, and I went,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, no, I'm gonna stop. Like we are having more fun when we're playing the dummy version that we did when we're like, just like, let's make sure it makes a fuzz and does the voltage and all that shit, Like, let's stop here.
What were some of your ideas for the 4th knob? What were your rejected 4th knob ideas?
The typical kind of filter and tone control stuff, was like the obvious one, but I almost felt like once you had that 4th control, you started thinking, like it's like you move from like right brain to left brain, where you're like you're doing the balancing act,
Yeah.
Whereas like whenever we were just grabbing this, we're like like just grab knobs and play,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's kind of different because I'm so used to like intellectually like, well, let's tweak this, and this will do this, and this will do this. Like you're thinking like that, Whereas I don't know, like.
You got a heart pedal there, not a brain pedal. How about that?
A heart, but yeah, and this is, and I kind of was like, you
All
have 2
balls,
minutes
no
and 30
brains,
seconds to
right?
write a pop song. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
that's
kind,
good,
and that's
that's
kind of fun. You're like, what if we don't have a guitar solo in this song, or what if we don't have a long bridge that moves to this or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
what if the song is fine? We
Brady-
just stop. You know?
Brady, do you have any products that have started as jokes?
Many of them probably. A lot of I don't see any of our products really in front of me. That's not true. I see 3 of them. But I don't know, man. They probably all start out as funny jokes in some way, because it's like, what if we made this? And then how do we make it sound okay? How does it sound good though? And then it's just frustrating the whole way, so it's a joke.
And then it's terrible the whole time.
It's worse the farther on we go. It feels like we had some real.
I love the
like,
Dweller.
Dweller's great. That's Dan.
Like Dweller,
Dan
because
does a lot
Dweller
of
is like,
this
I'm like, oh,
exploration at this point.
Have you noticed how quickly
But, like,
Brady will
Dweller-
not take credit for anything good that ever happens at his company? Have you noticed like the time it takes for Brady to be like, "Oh, that's Dan. That's someone else. Someone else did that."
yeah. But I love
come
Dweller
from
because
a-
Dweller is like, I was expecting that phasery thing, like a very straightforward phasery thing, or like that, that digital take on phasery thing. But the fact that it's like, well, what kind of phaser and kind of delay and kind of this glitchy thing, and it's like, oh, well, that's cool. That's freaking fresh,
It's friggin'
Like,
fresh.
Yeah.
rather than just like, because like so much of the technology is like, I find it interesting that a lot of the technology that gets used in these things still gets used backwards. Like I'm like, no, you don't understand. This emulator really sounds like a tweed amp. I'm like, we're
you
going to
can
use that
have a tweed
processing
amp.
power to sound like a tweed amp.
Yeah,
I can have a tweed
Yeah.
amp like right here. I can have them. Like I feel like Seth Green and the first, Austin Powers, like, Dad, we can kill him. Just get a gun,
kill
shoot him, bang. We can just kill him. I've got a tweed amp right here. We can just plug it in. And we have a tweed. It's like no. What we have to do is create a model with an impulse response, and
Yeah.
then there'll be some EQ things. And we'll counter the compression, and we'll do the algorithm. We'll have better conversions. Like no, we have a tweed amp right here.
Yeah,
Like,
but
right here.
but it's a lot easier to
can shoot 'em.
carry. That
You can shoot him.
We can shoot him right here, right here.
no, but we can.
It's like,
lighter.
yeah,
Than a
it's
tweed.
like, or like, there's like I have friends in studios who are like, this guy's like insisting on using his pedals. Like, this is the best Echoplex emulation ever. And he's like, we have an Echoplex like right here. Like we have freshly working EP3 right here.
Yeah, like a guy
Yeah.
comes every 2
Tubes,
months to like
red-
check it out and make sure it's working. Like,
It's clean as hell. It sounds amazing. He's like, no, this is the best. Like, no. like, no, you don't have. Like,
overthinking, man.
you don't have to have
Everyone's
condom sex right
overthinking.
now.
Stop thinking, everyone. Jeez.
You don't have to have.
Yeah.
Gosh, stop.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, no,
No.
I get that. So we find this new technology, these new DSP processors and stuff, as a pedal company, like we could say for us.
Yeah.
And then we still kind of do that in a way, because a lot of times we try to make an unusual version of an effect that already exists, right? So we're
Mhm.
still playing within the box. And
mhm.
sometimes it's better when we don't. Sometimes it doesn't land when we don't. It's a shuffle.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a really good point. Why have all this new technology and ways to do things just to do what's already been done? Just to remake the same thing? That's a good question.
And I almost feel like the curve. It's like, I've messed with, like digital processor, like rack units and stuff since like the 80s. And I was like, oh man, like this Digitech thing. And I was like, this is like 90% of the thing, it's like not bad, 90%
Yeah.
there. And now it's like the new advertisement was like, now 30 years later, we are 94% of it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Felipe is throwing a party over there, like, yes, we got 4% better.
4 freaking percent, and it's like,
Been waiting for this for 30 years.
30 years. We've moved forward 4%. Motherfucker! You know, like,
and it's in a $900 pedal, you know?
yeah, it's like, I'm like, God, you know, we sure we need that, you know? So it's like, it's cool as hell when I'm like, the flip side of that is the stuff when like, I'm like, if I have trouble understanding it, I think that's actually a good thing. Like when I was seeing like all the people doing like stuff with the FV1, like you guys with like different kind of things, kind of flange, but with a twist, and these kind of time stretch stuff, or like the Placadisc guys from Russia with like the glitch stuff, or like what happens
Hold on. Placadisc from Russia? Philippe.
Where are they from?
Oh my! You're gonna get roasted in
I've
chat in about
I've never
5
said
seconds.
the word.
I know.
Chat is
I'm
about to
blanking.
light up because of what you have just said.
I'm blanking on what's the name exactly?
Look at the chat
Platask.
lighting up.
Platask from Norway.
From Norway. I'm sorry. Platask. Gosh, I'm sorry. But isn't there a Russian one that? Am I confused? I know there's a Russian one that does like the time glitch stuff. It's okay. It's okay.
There's Hexy. Remember Hexy? The revolver?
That
might be Russian.
Maybe. But there's another one. There's a Russian one that the guy from Baltimore.
You're thinking of Electroharmonics, the Big Muff. It's
no,
fine.
the Big Muff.
Everyone
Yes,
mixes
the Russian
those
Big
up.
Muff. No. But the guy from BSRI, from Baltimore Sound Research, uses some Russian stuff that I was like, this is fascinating. And there's another one that. I'm blanking. I got him confused in my head. It's okay.
AMT.
Chat's lit up. He's thinking of Sovtech.
No, I'm saying Sovtech. Yes, Sovtech. Yes, I'm thinking of Sovtech. AMT.
I love that new Sovtech digital pedal.
The Sovtech. I love the
WFX. We got Deep Space Devices doing some research for us in the chat.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Punch. Yeah, slap. Yeah. No, but there is. I'm going to remember this, and I'm going to put it in the comments later. I had a customer bring over a bunch of like Russian time glitch stretchy stuff like this. And I think I confused it with Plata and then my freaking brain, because COVID. But, yeah, I'm going to get my ass.
You're fine, Philippe. Don't.
I know I'm fine.
Don't cater to these chat talkers.
No.
I'm a fit guy,
See, this is like the core of streaming. It's like the streamers versus the chat, and we have to like fight each other a little bit, That's where the meat of this stuff
move.
is,
Andy.
What?
Disconnect
pedals.
the chat.
Putin pedals.
Wait, I didn't hear Brady. What'd you say?
Disconnect the chat.
You want me to just ban everybody?
Cut 'em
I will ban
loose.
everybody from this chat right now.
Listen, make sure and watch, but don't talk to us.
Don't you dare. We're busy, okay?
I'm going to message the guy who brought stuff over. And I'm going to message the guy, and I'm going to find out what that Russian stuff was. What was that Russian pedal? I am messaging him now. Time stretch pedal.
See if they have the P tape over there, too. Remember the P tape?
Oh yeah, the P tape.
See if they have.
Have you seen the fake P tape?
No, what site do I have to go on to see that? Felipe?
It's basically almost YouTube. No, I mean it's basically like it looks like a Donald Trump impersonator and like 2 women and like low light, and it looks like it was filmed in like a bad hotel room.
I
it's
don't
not
want to
convincing.
see that. I don't want to.
You don't actually see like peeing. You just see like 2 women get on a bed and like some guy in like a goofy wig is pointing at them like as if to give them instructions. It's like it's so low rent as to like invite suspicion it could be real.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that's what happens in the real one. So.
I mean, it's.
Oh, this will be a good question to go out on. I think. Distancing says, Brady, how do we solve the class divide? Any thoughts?
I don't. Well,
Seniors are going to beat up freshmen. That's what they do.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's just what seniors do.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like this is the format where we're going to solve that problem. Especially with me talking about it. I'm not. I got no answers beyond send me your Bitcoin. What Philippe?
To the moon, Brady. To the moon.
To the moon.
To
What's
the
your
moon.
favorite GME? What is your favorite pedal that you make though? Like, what's the? Did we already cover that?
I think
Yeah,
Hawaiian
freaking
pizza is
Hawaiian
probably.
Oh yeah,
Hawaiian
that was the
pizza.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's right. Okay.
Or,
Sorry.
but candidly, on
did ask
second thought,
that,
the other
yeah.
one is probably Kilobyte because that was the one where I was like, holy shit, I remember having an idea.
Gotcha.
I was like showering when I remember having the idea of what would make it work because I'd been kind of beating my head against it for a while. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like when it's exactly what you're talking about. Like you're looking at the idea directly versus kind of it being able to move into your subconscious. I remember showering and it hit me. I was like, I know what to do. And I was like, finish showering, get out of the shower, like clean, dry your hair off, get dressed. I'm like yelling to my wife. I'm like, I'm leaving, back in a little, you know, and it's like, go, I run into the office. I like get the breadboard out and I'm like, in an hour, it was done.
That's awesome.
You know, where you're like, I now know what I need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was like, we're done. It's clear. It's over. Like, step away. It's great. And we're running downhill now. You know,
Hey,
so that's
Felipe.
what I always think of that way.
Can you see that link I just put in the Zoom chat? Is that the company you're talking about? As high and AKA?
Looks possibly. Let me take a look at it.
These things look crazy. I've never heard of this company before.
It kind of does, but I remember this company being more like it had that Fairfield circuitry look, you know, where it was just like raw and stamped. And I just remember, and so that's where it got confused in my brain when like I saw the Plata stuff, and then it's like, oh wait, it's the same, you know. But I'm like, I'm awaiting this guy, but he's clearly moved on with life. You know, he has things other to do than answer my chats. You know, like, no, I will remember it, and it'll be a laugh. But this is very similar. Like this is like that same kind of thing where they're like time stretchy and glitchy, and it's not tied to like that. The thing I like about a lot of stuff along these lines is it's not tied to the typical expectations of a guitar player in a pop music format. You know, where they're like, tap in the tempo, the drummer's going to click off a beat, and you're going to go boom, 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 boom.
I hate tap tempo.
And then we're going to do
delays
this.
Suck, man.
And then you're going to go, you know, and I'm like, I get that, you know, it's like, I get that matters to people. But it's also just like, so, like, that's not necessarily how you have to be used to this stuff and use it, you know? What's the favorite pedal you guys make, Brady?
Man, I find that I really enjoy each pedal in its own little way.
Boring. Say something real.
No, I will. It's not a delay. I find that I like, probably Dark Star or Procession, and then the Fault's great, and then the one that we've got coming out next, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the other one that you haven't heard yet.
Okay.
That one has got me really excited, but it's
Can
stuff.
I hear it?
Later.
Okay.
I love that Haunt, man.
Haunt's fun.
I love your OG Haunt. I haven't gotten to play Alpha Haunt yet, but I love the OG Haunt. I love there's like a gated Starvey thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, and it's not the Velcro-y thing that like a lot of people talk about the Velcro thing. It's like, oh, the Velcro thing, like a Fuzz Factory. I'm like, no, it's not that. It's like this, like
it's like
sputtery.
imagine the Haunt went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and you got the Alpha Haunt.
Alpha. He's using Haunt is using Nugenics.
He's nootropics.
Nootropics.
Brain pills.
We're gonna have to cut the Alpha Haunt. Yep.
I've got so many ideas. I'm up at 10 o'clock at night. My wife is going crazy because I'm sitting
Listen,
there
the
still
Haunt
talking.
is fine. The Haunt will be fine. It'll get the job done. The Alpha Haunt, though, you're gonna have idea after idea after idea.
Man, I've been hearing. Oh my god. Oh my! I swear, my Instagram ad feed is filled with nothing but like Joe Rogan pushing nootropics, and then like various like.
That means you must be talking about it.
You want to be fit. You want to be fit, but you don't need to do cardio. You don't need to be watching what you're eating. You know, what if I told you that I have the secret to unlocking these hormones to make you this ripped?
Do you get ads for the like meat only diets or something where you're just
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of meat.
a lot of meat diets?
There's like this is a man in his 40s. So he wants to hear that he can just eat whatever the fuck he wants all the time and have like
He can have his cake and eat it too.
yeah, like what he wants to hear is that cardio and watching your calories and whatever is just bullshit. And what he wants to hear is all you need to do is stick to this fitness plan and do this fucking weird workout and eat shit all day.
And folks, that's the Alpha Haunt. Go check it out.
Maybe we should make a pedal that's kind of like that. Like, listen, don't let any bullshit posers tell you that.
Do the Alpha Hawaiian pizza and don't change anything really, but just charge double the price.
It's
Alpha pizza.
It's 6 sliders, and
Yeah.
they it's
And
2,
each-
2, and 2.
And each knob is just called gains.
Gains.
Yeah,
I was trying to
and
convince
one
Joel
of
to
them
do.
doesn't work, and then the other one works.
I was trying to convince Joel to do a Chase Bliss style Hawaiian pizza with like 20 dip switches and 9 things.
Ramping every parameter.
Just all this stuff. And I was like, come on, Joel. You know it'll sell. Pizza Party. That's what it's called. It'll be Pizza Party, and it's just going to be this. But I don't think he's like, and we're joking about it, it's like, I don't think Hawaiian pizza actually has enough components to actually justify it.
No, okay, here's what you do. You put 2 of them in there. You got 6 knobs on this CBA format. You just do 2 of them.
Yeah, and he can choose either pizza or the other. And I was
Or
like,
pizza or Hawaiian. I don't know.
pizza, yeah, or vegan Hawaiian, like,
Ooh, interesting.
yeah, with like fake
be-
ham and stuff,
Based on the sound that I have going right now, which is a